Okay, so here's a look into my calendar for next week and what it looks like and how I get out so much content for my business while also working with clients, while also working around 4 hours a day. So in the mornings, I like to sleep in a bit. I'm not one of those entrepreneurs that says, oh, you have to wake up at 4 a.m. That's good for the people that love waking up at 4 a.m. That is not me. So I usually wake up around 8 a.m. and then for the first hour of my morning, I schedule in a peaceful hour because I know myself well enough to know that if I don't schedule it in, it's not going to happen. And what I used to do 2 years ago is jump straight into my phone, straight into clients, straight onto Zoom calls, and my cortisol was all over the map. So now I structure in that peaceful hour. I'll do something like go to church in the morning or spend some time like meditating or just doing something peaceful, drinking tea, reading a book. If it's not scheduled though, it doesn't happen. So it's like I have to schedule in relaxation if I want to make it happen. And that's something that if you're watching this and you're one of those entrepreneurs that is constantly working, it might be good to schedule in a peaceful hour for yourself. So I put that every single day of the week from Monday through Saturday. And then on my Monday next week, I've got a content coaching call with my mentor, Mino, who's awesome. So I like starting off my week with a call with either a business mentor or maybe with my fitness coach or a mindset coach. I'm huge on if you don't know something, hire a coach to help you get there, right? So I meet with him, and then I have an onboarding call with a potential client who wants to hire me. So I've got that call immediately after. So usually blue is Zoom meetings or just non-negotiables that I don't want scheduled over. So if we look over here, I've created different calendars for each area in my life, which can be super helpful. So if you want, take out a piece of paper and write this down, but create different calendars for the different aspects of your life. So I have my 2 Zoom calls, and then I schedule in 1 hour of content filming, and then if I click on this, my goal is to get 3 TikToks filmed, edited, and posted, 1 Reel filmed, edited, and posted, and 1 YouTube short filmed, edited, and posted. So that's scheduled in, and then I'm off work. So this day I'm working about 3 hours, and this last item might run a little bit overtime, which is totally okay. And then I schedule in my gym sessions for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then I do my YouTube uploads on Tuesdays and Thursdays, ideally. That way they're not hitting my gym sessions. So then we go into Tuesday, and I've got my group coaching call, so I coach all of my clients in a group. This really helped me streamline my calendar. If you're an entrepreneur and you're still taking 1,000 one-on-one sessions, try rolling everyone into a group and you're going to save so much time. So we meet with my Creator Accelerator group here, and then I have a call with my online business manager. So I meet with her for about 30 minutes and we do things like structure the way we send automated emails, structure onboarding forms. She helps me review client contracts that we make sure every client has their contracts at the right time. That call really helps to keep me organized, and then she'll go off the rest of the day or, over the week and start to implement those changes, which has been super helpful. Hiring her has definitely enabled me to streamline my business. That way I don't have to be working 12 hours a day. And then I've got my same content filming goals. And then this day I am filming and editing YouTube content. So sometimes I edit my own YouTube content and other times I will send it off to an editor. So I just structure in an hour to film a YouTube video. For example, right now it's 9:30 in Iceland, right? And I'm just filming this YouTube video, and then I might edit it myself today, or I might just send this to an editor to get it edited, and then we'll post it later on this week or next week. So then we look at Wednesday. I've got a one-on-one client session with actually 2 people, so I guess it's a 2-to-1 client session. And then I've got my content filming, and then I'm getting my haircut. And the reason I put haircut in the business category is because blue is non-negotiable, so my other calendars can't override that. So when you create a new calendar, whether it's for personal relaxation or content creation, make sure that the non-negotiable one, when you're structuring in your meetings, you do it that way, because I used to put in other meetings in personal, and then my automated calendar booking system would accidentally book clients over it. So this keeps me stress-free there. So this day I'm actually only working for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then I structure in to check Slack for messages every single day, because my clients all have 5 days a week of Slack support. I'm answering all my clients on content questions. I'm giving people custom hooks. I'm sending people custom video scripts that they can film their content with. I'm giving voice memos to clients. This usually takes, 20 minutes. So I structured it in for 15, but some days it takes 30. That's totally okay. So this day I'm working 2 to 3 hours. And then Thursday's a heavier work day. And when I say heavier, I mean not that heavy, which is nice. I've got another group call, and usually about 5 to 10 people are on these calls, which is nice. In the past, I would have way more. My business, I was like doing so much work, but now I love how streamlined it is. And the income has never been better in my business than it is now, which is wild. And then I'm doing a coaching call inside of someone else's group. So I'm going to be teaching content automation. I'm going to show people how I'm able to post 100 videos a month on social media using my content automation system. So that's an hour and a half, and I'll probably need a little bit of prep time for this. This is actually scheduled for 8 a.m. Eastern Standard, and because I'm in Iceland, it accidentally booked in for 12 p.m. So this will actually be during my peaceful hour, which is totally fine. Like, it's loose, And then I've got my content filming, and then I've got my YouTube video that needs to be filmed that day. And then usually I'm taking Fridays and Mondays off work. So on Monday, usually I'm off, except for if I'm traveling a lot, I will take all my extra calls on Mondays to kind of recoup from traveling. But if we look over at Friday, I'm just meeting someone in person to do some marketing coaching and some content coaching, which will be super fun for lunch. So that's kind of just, for fun. She's absolutely killing it in her industry, so I'm really excited to see her crush her personal branding on LinkedIn. And then I've got my gym session. And then I used to work on Saturdays and Sundays, and now I still will put in some work on Saturdays and Sundays sporadically. I'll be editing content. I'll be working on writing emails or doing copywriting or doing random client tasks, but I never structure it in. That way I can do things like hike with friends and have that flexibility. So that's what my calendar looks like now. And then I want to show you what my calendar looked like when I was first starting my business. That way you can get a feel for how I went from working 12-hour days to working 4 hours a day on average. And this is what my calendar looked like in 2022 when I first started my business. I haven't looked at this since I started my business, and wow, this is overwhelming to look at now. This is actually shocking for me to see after 2 years of not living like this anymore. But all these lighter calls are sales calls booking in, so people applying to work with me in my business. And at this time in my business, I had no idea how to vet qualified leads. So I was taking calls with people that weren't ready to invest in a coach. They were complete beginners. They weren't aligned clients. And I would take an hour sales call trying to close them, trying to work with them. And then a lot of them would sign, and I was able to help them get an amazing transformation, which is great. But I was taking so many calls with people I didn't need to be taking. So I was filming content and then editing content, enrolling new clients, and I used to work on Saturdays and Sundays. So this is 3 hours of discovery calls, a weekly meeting with the company I was working at the time, helping them with their social media marketing. I don't even know what this operations meeting is, honestly. A one-on-one client call, planning for content creation, gym session, one-on-one client session, 3 more people applying to work with me, one-on-one client session, one-on-one client session, one-on-one client session, Zoom call with my coaches on financial planning, and then posting my own content, one-on-one in-person marketing session, drove home to then hit my next marketing session. Then I would hit another one-on-one marketing session. Then I had 2 more people applying to work with me, creating content, gym session, mentorship call with one of my mentors, creating content that evening. And I know on the calendar it says I end work at 10. Honestly, it would never end at 10. Some nights it would, right? But a lot of nights I would work past 10 p.m. Then I was doing some sort of design for social media marketing. This, I was meeting a friend in person, so that isn't business. Prepping for the marketing course I was taking, social media success session with a client, Zen session, cleaning my house, creating more content. And then I had a 11-hour Zoom call on Saturday, which was honestly a horrible idea. I signed up for a program that was helping you reach the next level in your mindset, and it was really hardcore. So they would make you wake up early and do all this prep. And at the time I was great, the more pain I could put myself through, the better. So it was literally an 11-hour Zoom call. So Friday and Saturday, I was just in hours and hours of Zoom calls. And this is not something that happened every weekend. This was a one-time weekend thing. But I just can't believe that, in this place in my business, this is when I was running off peanut butter. Because in between calls, I'm eating peanut butter. I tried to schedule in lunchtime. And then I'm sending emails and restructuring my business and doing editing and all these gaps. So even in these gaps, I feel like I didn't have time to relax. But that's what it used to look like before I optimized my business.